This post is going to be a bit different because I was graciously invited by a group of fellow bloggers to contribute to a series of blog posts. Each week, one of us will add a post building onto a single topic about decision-making in organic church. Basically, we want to tackle one of the most frequent questions we hear from our brothers and sisters in the institutional church, which is, without a senior pastor, who makes the decisions in an organic church? The contributors to this discussion will be yours truly, Richard Jacobson, followed by John Zens, Keith Giles, Dan Herford, and Neil Cole. You can find the schedule and links to our blogs in the video description. So let's get started. Whenever I try to describe organic church to friends who are only familiar with institutional church, they can't believe a legitimate church can function without a senior pastor. That's pretty funny considering there was no such thing as a senior pastor in the early church. Yet the very idea of each member having an equal say in important church matters seems almost heretical to today's institutional churchgoers. Additionally, it raises the question, without a senior pastor, who settles a disagreement whenever the church is divided on an issue? However, the problem is really the question itself. At the root of this question is the assumption that a church is basically an organization that governs itself and sets its own goals. But the church is not an organization. It is an organism, a body, and Christ is the head of that body. Therefore, neither the church nor any member of the church is in charge of the church. Christ sets the direction for his church, and Christ himself makes his will known to the church, and he does this by speaking directly to every member of the church. The way each member confirms he has actually heard from Christ is to compare what he believes the Lord has spoken to him to what everyone else believes the Lord has spoken to them. In fact, it is only through hearing what Christ has said to each person that the true mind of Christ can be discerned, as he will often give one insight to one person and another insight to another person, as described in 1 Corinthians 14:26-29. It's almost as if Christ hands out separate pieces of a jigsaw puzzle to each person so that it can only be completed by sharing every piece with the rest of the group. In this way, Christ incentivizes every member to give and take from one another, just the way the Godhead gives and takes between Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Putting the entire burden of hearing from God for the church on a single member of the church, such as a senior pastor, only ensures a diminished revelation of the Lord, because all the other pieces he has shared with everyone else are not revealed. Of course, the most common concern I hear about removing man-made positions such as senior pastors is the fear that the stronger personalities in the church will simply assert themselves over others in the church. However, an imaginary senior pastor is not the corrective for this. The church community itself is the corrective for this. To read about this, simply click the link on the screen or in the video description. And please check out the related posts from my friends and engage with us in the comments. Once our series of posts is complete, we hope to wrap things up by discussing what we've learned from one another in a video chat. I'll be adding the details for that event in the video description as well. Thank you for watching.